Hey, comic lovers, EMoney and the old man here with you again, here with our final episode of 2022.
Oh my God, you scared me. But final episode, what?
Right.
Okay, for the year, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's all right.
All right, so hope you guys had a fun and safe Christmas. And, for those of you who, live in the northern United States, hope hope you guys all survived the sub-zero temperatures this past week.
Yeah, it sucked.
Yeah. All right, so what's going on this week? Well, we have more news coming out of DC and Warner Brothers, and some rumors flying around about the future of the MCU.
Is the news from Warner Brothers good or bad?
One thing might be good, and mixed, right? Also, we have our comic book reviews for this week, and some bad news coming out of our local comic book shop. And also, we're going to be telling you guys what we got in the mail. Going to be showing you guys that in here in just a little bit. And what you can expect at this week's Whatnot shop. All right, or I should say Whatnot auction. All right, the show is just beginning. Worldwide premiere. Allons-y. This is Back Issues.
Doctor Who stuff.
All right, so before we get started today, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications, give us a thumbs up, and if you like, leave us a comment. Here's a resolution for 2023. Reach 1,000 subscribers for EMoney and the Old Man.
Man, we've been working on that for a while.
Yeah, so let's reach 1,000 in 2023, guys.
Well, let's face it. You and I can't make us reach the mark.
Mm-hmm.
We try. We keep putting content out. We need you all to help us.
Yeah.
Come on. Wait. No, I can't whine anymore.
No, okay.
That's enough whining.
Okay. All right, so first up in entertainment news, some news coming out of DC and Warner Brothers. So, surprising absolutely no one at this point, Dwayne Johnson has announced his exit from Warner Brothers Studios, saying that the Black Adam sequel is not part of Gunn's vision for the first chapter of the new DC universe. So, given all the cuts and cancellations we've been getting, that's not a big surprise to anybody. It's disappointing.
The Rock was down.
Yeah, but not a big surprise. So Johnson tweeted, "James Gunn and I connected, and Black Adam will not be in their first chapter of storytelling. However, DC and $7, I'm not sure what $7 is. Is that the Rock Studio?
Somebody's studio. Have
agreed to continue exploring ways Black Adam can be utilized in future DC Universe chapters."
So he's not out.
Mm-hmm.
He's just not in.
Like he may be, he didn't burn the bridge. Let's say that. And so there's a chance that we might see Black Adam come back in future projects.
Marvel, you looking for an actor? I know one who's available.
Mm-hmm. Well, like a lot of people are available right now. It's kind of like in old school wrestling days. Like all these people get fired from WCW, and you bring them over into WWE. It's like DC Universe. This version of the DC Universe isn't around anymore. So Marvel acquires all their talent, and
but they haven't got enough spots to put them in.
It seems like it would be a nice little thumb in the eye to DC if they did it that way, right?
Well, people do both,
right? But anyway, that's just me fantasizing about the situation. All right, so in a related story, with all the cancellations going on at Warner Brothers, it should also come as no surprise that the Green Lantern TV series has reportedly been scrapped, but Gunn says not so fast. According to reporter Daniel Richtman, who I'm told is usually reliable, the show has been scrapped for unknown reasons, but he adds that Gunn plans for a movie featuring the Emerald Knight. That is his nickname, right? Emerald Knight? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, Gunn has taken to Twitter in response to the online rumor with one word: fake. Fake. Yeah.
What's fake?
Is the report that the series has been, or at least that's what the assumption is. The report that the Green Lantern series has been scrapped. That is fake.
Well, I mean, I have a lot of faith in a well-done Green Lantern story.
Mm-hmm.
I used to love the Green Lantern before they had Red Lantern and Black Lanterns and Yellow Lanterns.
Mm-hmm.
When it was just the Green Lanterns, I was pretty cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
But the movie put such a sour taste in everybody's mouth that nobody even wants to think about Green Lantern.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the coolest heroes in the DC universe.
Well, that brings me to my next point. Now, given that the Green Lantern has, little to no presence in the DCEU, his future is pretty much up in the air. I mean, Gunn could do whatever he wants with the character and the whole, Green Lantern mythology, and, without having to reboot anything. So,
Just give me more of the discovery phase. Have Green Lantern start out by stopping some bank robbers.
right.
Instead of Parallax.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
So, excuse me. So, I mean, unlike Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, all those guys where you have to, recast and reboot, Green Lantern, I mean, it's barely been touched since 2012, I think. So,
Hey, I know something that our faithful viewers can do.
What's that?
Who you want to play Green Lantern?
I mean,
Let us know in the comments.
I mean, I'm not sure how you can get Nathan Fillion into the role at his age.
No.
Yeah, I mean, that would be kind
I
of tough.
love you, Nathan. You are the coolest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, coolest. But the Green Lantern days are gone. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, he can do, the voice work all he likes, but I just don't see how you can get him into the role, at this age. I mean, he's in great shape, on The Rookie. I mean, he looks great, but still, I mean, he's...
Need a younger guy by at least 15 years.
Yeah, so, sorry. All right, so there's your Green Lantern and, your DC news for this week. And, hopefully, I mean, obviously James Gunn, he's drawing a lot of heat for himself.
Oh,
with,
man, I can't imagine. He's probably getting death threats.
Oh, yeah. So, hopefully he turns it around. All right, now on to some MCU news. Rumors are that Jessica Chastain is being eyed to play the main villain in the upcoming Captain America New World Order, but that it's probably not who you think it is, according to one site's report.
I have no idea who I think it is.
Well, it looks like the movie's going to have a pretty stacked villain roster for this film.
Yeah, that's a mistake a
Which,
lot of movies make.
As history has shown us, isn't always a good thing.
Two's about the most villains you want to have in the same movie.
Well, we've already gotten confirmation that the leader will be returning, as well as General Thunderbolt Ross, played by Harrison Ford, and Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, played by Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Well, Thunderbolt Ross isn't necessarily a villain. Okay? And...
Well, if he becomes Red Hulk, then I think I'm going to peg him as a villain, at least for this film.
De Fontaine,
Mm-hmm.
such a subtle, behind-the-scenes kind of villain, that's all right.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, who are the super-powered villains?
Well, one source is saying that Chastain is being eyed to play the main villain in the film, and speculation is that Chastain will be playing the Red Skull's daughter, Sin.
Okay. No.
No?
Don't do that.
No.
Too many other people you could bring in. Don't go to the Red Skull's daughter.
Well, apparently the character, like I said, is not who you think.
Okay, so if I think it's the Red Skull's daughter, then it's not who it is.
That's...
I think it's the Red Skull's daughter.
Okay. Now, the same source is saying that the film will feature 5 villains.
Oh.
Now, we've seen movies that fell apart that featured 3 villains.
Oh, most of them.
Yeah. I mean, Spider-Man 3, Batman and Robin, Amazing Spider-Man 2. I mean, all these had...
The only one that's pulled off that many villains was the last Spider-Man.
Spider-Man No Way Home.
And that was just because it was all nostalgia.
Right. I mean, and also, all of these villains were already developed. You had their origin stories, already, written in, so you didn't have to go into all that.
That was a good movie.
Yep.
Do we have that yet? Do we own it yet?
I believe we own that, yeah. I mean...
I don't think so.
I mean, related story, I saw a report that said that the multiverse saga for MCU, it may have peaked too early with Spider-Man No Way Home. Like, nothing so far has topped that, and do they have anything that will top that for the rest of this phase? We'll see.
The movie was wonderful, but it made me sad all at the same time.
Absolutely. And, will we get that Amazing Spider-Man 3 and that Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire that people are, jonesing for now?
Honestly, I'm okay with it, but there's so many other avenues to explore. Some things should be left alone.
Yeah. So, again, will the new Captain America sequel be able to succeed with five? And even if they're like not all teamed up villains, and you have here's Captain America and his allies over here, and here's the leader and his plans over here, and here's Thunderbolt Ross and his plans over here, and you have 3 or 4 factions going at each other. Even then, can the film succeed with that much going on?
Are you going to do Thunderbolt Ross without Bruce Banner?
I mean, that I'm not sure. We'll have to see how the Thunderbolts TV, is it series or movie?
Don't know.
How the Thunderbolt story plays out before Captain America. All right, so that is going to do it for entertainment news. And if you have any insight or thoughts into any of these stories, let us know about it in the comment section. All right, now let's go into our picks for the, last week's comic books. All right, first up on our comic book reviews, we have our mentions for the week. And I believe we have 2 DC stories.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. First off, DCeased, War of the Undead Gods, number 5 of an 8-issue limited series.
Okay, so if you've been reading, this is the sequel to the DCeased story from, I think, last year. And in this one, the fight is being taken out of Earth and into the galaxy and the other parts of the universe. Excuse me. So the virus has come back, and it's the Omega Life equation, whatever Darkseid anti-life equation, what Darkseid's been searching for all this time. Well, he found it, and it probably wasn't what he expected it to be. And so the undead or infected Darkseid, it has been infecting other planets and spreading the virus throughout the universe. So the heroes, those that remain, are trying to figure out what to do about this. And a lot of the big mega powers are involved in this decision. You have the Guardians of Oa, you have Ares, the God of War, and you also have, unexpectedly popping up, Mr. Mxyzptlk.
What is it?
Mr. Mxyzptlk.
Is that how you say that?
I think I've heard it said Mxyzptlk, so yeah.
I never could say it. Too many consonants.
I mean, most people just call him Mixie, but yeah. So Mixie is offering his help to the heroes to combat this new threat. So the Supermen and a couple of the Green Lanterns and Mixie go to the latest planet to be attacked by the undead Darkseid and his army. And a lot of people who are infected include a lot of Thanagarians as well as Supergirl.
That's not good.
Yeah. So, Mixie, he approaches Darkseid, he's all, cocky and nonchalant about the whole thing, and he's like, let's see, what shall I change you into first? A houseplant? A pineapple? Maybe a compelling essay? Well, things don't go Mixie's way. And, if you've been reading comic books for as long as, the old man, or even as long as I have, Mixie is usually a nuisance to heroes more than he is an actual threat.
He's a prankster. He's never been really evil.
Right. I mean, he could be a threat, absolutely. It was just never his style. Well, now it seems it's not really up to Mixie anymore. So
does he turn to the dark side? Not
sure how the heroes are going to combat this new threat, but it'll be interesting nonetheless.
He does. He turns to the dark side.
Yeah. So, DCeased, War of the Undead Gods, number 5 of 8 comes in at
3.5.
3.5 shields out of 5.
All right, next up. we have DC versus Vampires, All Out War, number 6 out of 6. Do you ever had any problems with this story and this story coming out at the same time?
I mean, never had a problem with it, no.
Sometimes I get confused as to which one.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So in this story, you have a group of ragtag heroes setting out on a mission that goes with the overall mission to stop the Master Nightwing and his plan. The Master Vampire is in the body of Dick Grayson Nightwing, in case you didn't know. So, they're all part of this plan. And they are confronted by none other than Vampire Superman.
That ain't good.
No. Especially with the power set available for this group. But you have Deathstroke, Captain Cold, and a almost depowered Mary Marvel.
Against Superman.
Yeah.
Not good.
So, and I thought it was sort of a strange choice for Superman's fate to be decided in this story and the All Out War B story or B cover title, I guess I would say, other than the the DC versus Vampires main story. But that's what they decided to do. So. It's pretty much all action throughout here, and lose a lot of good people in this story. So, and interesting all nonetheless. DC versus Vampires All Out War number 6 out of 6 in the limited series, and it comes in at.
After we rounded it up, 3.5.
3.5 out of 5. All right, so that is our mentions for this week. Now on to our top 3.
All right, well, in our top 3 this week, guess how many DC books we have? None. Guess how many Marvel books we have? Image? Yep, got 3 Image books. I don't remember that ever happening before. I don't remember ever having no DC or Marvel books in the top 3.
Nope.
But at any rate, first off, number 3 from writer extraordinaire, don't get the big head, Donnie Cates, we have Vanish number 4.
Okay. Give you these back.
Thanks, sir.
All right. So, in Vanish number 4, and if you've been keeping up, wizards, dark wizards from another dimension are masquerading as superheroes in our world. And a young magician who had everything taken from him in the other world is set out on a blood mission to take them all out. All right, there, you're all caught up. Okay, so our hero, for lack of a better word, after taking on, I think, 2 other of these heroes in the previous issue, is now set with facing Battery, a tanker brute type guy who is said to be indestructible.
Well named.
Well, our hero tests out that theory. Meanwhile, another former magician student, well, I should say wizard student, because in his retirement in our world, he is masquerading as a stage magician. And another one of our, pseudo superheroes confronts him and asks him for information, or ask being a polite term. Well, the magician is not so quick to oblige him. And so these 2 fights are raging on in throughout the issue. And it seems fate that the winners of these 2 bouts are destined to fight each other in a final battle in the next issue. So, great stuff so far. Vanish number 4 ends up with our number 3 spot with 4 shields out of 5.
Correct. Number 2, Mr. McFarlane can definitely spin a yarn.
Mm-hmm.
And since he constantly gets artists that kind of mimic his style, it always works out pretty good. But here we have Gunslinger number 15.
All right. So, Gunslinger, in the modern 21st century world, is looking to get some information from some criminal types, some gangsters. Now, usually you have to have, conflict. You have to have people who can, give the superheroes a run for their money in a fight, so it, makes it more interesting. Every now and then, I like it when, they just sort of obliterate everybody and get to, their goal, whatever it may be, and, don't have any trouble.
Yep.
Well,
cut right through all the red tape.
Mm-hmm. And, that's mostly what this issue is. All these, very human criminals and gangsters try to, get between Gunslinger and his goals, and things don't work out so well for them.
No, it's not a good place to be.
Even if he's one of the weaker, or even the weakest of the spawns, then he's still more powerful than any human. I don't care how well armed they are.
Human can't kill him with human weapons.
Mm-mm.
And he's really good with a gun.
Yep. So, just get out of his way. Mm-hmm. Well, things go well for him right up until the end, when some unknown entity who has some kind of superpowers try to disrupt Gunslinger and his plans. And at a glance, and I could be wrong, he does not appear to be of heaven or hell. So, not sure where he gets his powers from, but I expect we'll find out in the next issue.
He looks like a cross between those black creatures in the Image book. What's the one where everything's gone black?
Oh, that one. The one.
Blanking out.
Yeah.
They just had a special on it,
Mm-hmm.
and they had a special on blacktop bill.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Probably don't, but okay.
I'll
Anyway,
put it at the bottom of the screen here.
Yeah. That
Mm-hmm.
and a symbiote.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a cross between the two.
Right. And so it could be of hell. I don't know. But anyways, interesting nonetheless. So Gunslinger number 15 ends up at our number 2 spot with
4 again.
4 shields out of 5. And then that brings us to number 1.
And you saw him in Geiger, and now he's got his own book, and he's super cool.
Mm-hmm.
Junkyard Joe.
All right. So when we first meet Junkyard Joe, he was an experiment that was deployed during the Vietnam War, and he joined up with a squad, and he protected them as best he could, and he got a few of them home at least. And then years later, we're in the modern day. One of them, who his name is, I believe, is Mr. Davis. He's a Vietnam vet, and now he's a retired old man. But in between,
he's in the prime of his life. What are you talking old?
Okay. In between, he made a living as a cartoonist, and he did a weekly Sunday comic called Junkyard Joe, in which he drew Joe in a Peanut style, where he interacts with other soldiers and other characters throughout the comic strip. And he made a pretty good living at it. Well, now Joe inexplicably has turned up at Davis's house, and Davis doesn't know why he's here. But also at the same time, about the same time, a new family has moved in next door, and you have a widowed father and his 3 children. And all these kids, they're dealing with the troubles of moving into a new location, and dealing with school and classes and bullies and mean kids and all this other stuff, and drama ensues there. And what's going on with Joe is, well, we don't know exactly what's going on with Joe, and my personal experience with robots is pretty limited. I didn't know that robots could have PTSD, but apparently that might be what Joe has here.
Joe's messed up.
Yeah. So some interesting plot developments all around here. Junkyard Joe, number 3, ends up at our number 1 spot with 4 shields out of 5. Okay, so that is our picks for this week. Get them at your local comic book shop now if you haven't already. So for this week's releases, old man, what do you want to tell them what happened to our local comic book shop?
Well, if you follow the channel enough, you know that our LCS is Comic Book World over on Shepherdsville Road.
And, you've seen, we've done a lot of unboxings at Comic Book World a while back, so...
Well, they had a little bit of an oopsie. It got real cold in Louisville over the weekend, like sub-zero a couple times. And one of the pipes burst in the shop, and no one was there for like 2 days. And don't know how long this was going on, but I'm betting for at least a day or two. And flooded. Oh, goodness sakes. Me and one of the workers went in there right when they were, an hour before they opened. We were going to sort some new books for this week. And yeah, it was depressing. It was ankle deep. I'm guessing 30 long boxes of comics were ruined. Unfortunately, some of the boxes that were on the floor that the water got to were the books that were going to be released tomorrow. Everything we got from Diamond is fine. I think DC might be okay, but Marvel's foobarred. So when I say what books we're looking forward to, I don't know if we're going to get them this week or if we're going to have to wait for a replacement shipment or what. I don't know. So let's just assume that there was no flood.
Okay.
And then I'd say I was looking forward to Murder World, Spider-Man #1. I've always liked the Murder World story. Arcade is a great villain. It was great with the X-Men. Curious to see where this story is going to go. DC versus Vampires, 12/12. We're going to wrap this story up, unless they do a closing miniseries after this, which could be. The Nice House on the Lake, number 12/12. Last few issues have been kind of slow. I'm hoping that they bring the big guns for this last issue.
All right.
Now, we don't normally get any Superman titles, but Superman is back after a year or two being gone off doing something. We haven't been reading any of the Superman stories, so action number 1050 is supposedly the launching of the new DC comic book universe. So I got to jump on that and see what that's all about.
All right. So
we'll see what happens.
we'll see what we get.
The reviews next week might have some holes in it, but we'll see.
All right. So those are what we're getting next week. Hopefully, what we're getting this week. So get them at your local comic book shop now, wherever that may be. And hopefully,
Comic Book World will be open. 90% sure will be open Wednesday.
Which is today, because that's when we put this out.
Right.
All right. So get them at your local comic book shop. All right. Now, let's take a look at what the old man and I got in the mail this week. All right. So on Christmas Eve this past week, we got a present from Boxed Heroes. We have our December Boxed Heroes. And let's see what they got us this week. If you want to get your own Boxed Heroes for 2023, you can go to boxedheroes.com and you can get a single box just to see how you feel about it. Or you can get a subscription, and in every box you get a subscriber bonus box.
Which a lot of times the subscriber bonus book is the best book in the box. Quite often.
And also, I believe every month there is a 1 in 25 chance to get a prize comic book with each issue. Which
we've won a few times.
Yeah, and that will usually involve a $30 and up in value comic book. Some of the ones we gotten were X-Men #4, First Omega Red, and Ghost Rider #1, 1990, I believe. First appearance of Robbie Reyes. No, that's the guy with the card. Never mind. But yeah, 1989 Ghost Rider. Okay, so we have our chance to win a free comic book information here. Then you have a couple stickers that they include in every box. You have Charles Xavier. You have Jerry from Tom and Jerry. You have what I believe is a baby SpongeBob. You have a couple of, it looks like that's Mandalorian characters right there. You can't see it really well, it's kind of small. And you have a Phoenix trading card. Alright, so. Now to the comic books.
Don't peek. He's got to flip one book
Oh, darn.
or fumble some books.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so gotta flip the bottom one. Okay, now we're ready to go. All right, Netho Diaz variant. You have G.I. Joe number 300.
Don't think we got that.
Mm-mm.
So that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Then you have... Oh, you have Star Wars Yoda number 1.
And we didn't get that.
Nope.
Because that comes out today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got that before it ever came. Hey, that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Then you have a Peach Momoko variant of Daredevil number 6.
I don't remember anything really important about Daredevil number 6, but still, nice variant.
Then you have Extreme X-Men number 1.
We got that, and I think we got that cover. Oh, well.
Del Mundo Graffiti variant. You have Miles Morales Spider-Man number 1.
Well, we got Miles Morales number 1, but not that cover.
Teo Ironheart variant. You have Invincible Iron Man number 1.
Also a book we got, but not a variant that we got.
All right. Then you have the official Handbook of the Marvel Universe number 9. So.
Oops. Can't all be winners.
Yep. Next up, you have Deathstroke the Terminator versus the Justice League. Okay, so they're calling Deathstroke the Terminator. Not like, you know, the Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator.
Correct.
Okay. Terminator Arnold would have been cooler. But, yeah. Okay. Got 2 more here. Next we have X-Men The Hidden Years number 3. Alright.
Alright, this next one needs to kick ass.
Alright, subscriber bonus book. You have the J. Scott Campbell variant of
That's good.
Batman Spawn number 1.
Okay. Another book that we got, but we did not. I don't think we got that variant. So, okay, not bad.
Alright, so not as much of old stuff as I would like, but you know, still some cool modern stuff.
A couple of the old books that we got weren't what I would have wanted, but you know, you can't get them all to be winners.
All right, so go to boxedheroes.com for your own monthly Boxed Heroes.
I mean, to be honest, the worst Box Heroes edition we ever got was at least worth what we paid for it.
Right.
So, you know, it's a pretty much a no-lose situation.
All right. Now let's head, well, not head up to the garage. We don't do that right now.
It's cold, baby.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, so let's see what we're going to be doing at this weekend's Whatnot auction. All right, so I thought we, you know, leave our Box Hero stuff out a little longer. Some of the cooler stuff here. Excuse me. All right, so our Whatnot auction this Sunday, our first auction of the new year, is going to be 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to have a lot of cool stuff for you guys. You know, we're digging deep into the inventory, stuff that we didn't previously put at Whatnot auctions. You know, we're opening up the inventory a little bit more than we used to. So we'll have a lot of cool stuff, some Marvel stuff, DC stuff. We'll throw some Spawn in there. So a lot of variety. So you guys tune in and check out what we got, all right?
Keep in mind, if you don't know what Whatnot is, it's a live auction.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to wait hours to find out if you won or you'll know within seconds whether you won or not.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a phone app. Just load it up. When you sign up as a buyer, you have to give them, I think, credit card information, and then there's all kinds of stuff on this channel. I mean, it's not just toys; it's comic books, video games, a lot of different stuff. I mean, I only know the stuff I'm interested in. So,
I mean, if you're into coin collecting, baseball cards, you know, they have all that stuff available on different auctions. So you can, you know, look for pretty much anything you're looking for out there.
And sometimes you get some really sweet deals.
Right, exactly. I was on a comic book one a couple days ago, and I got some really great deals. I have a system whenever I'm doing comic auctions. It's like, here's the streaming right here on this device, and then I have my tablet on this device. A comic book pops up on the screen that's going to be next up for auction. I'm typing it in, I'm looking up the value of it on different sites. So once I see what the value is and I see what it's going for, I'm thinking, can this work in our inventory? Can we make a profit off of this? If the answer is yes, usually I put in a bid. So that's how I do it. I do it for inventory mostly, but if you're doing it for your own collecting.
If I was doing it for a collector, it'd be a drain.
Yeah, absolutely. So whatever you're doing it for, it's a cool site to check out, or a cool app to check out. Okay, so that's our Whatnot auction. So just for funsies, show you guys this cool gift my sister got me for Christmas. I have a new calendar for 2023, this Doctor Who calendar, which shows you all of the up-to-date doctors for each month, from the Fugitive Doctor, which apparently is now the first Doctor chronologically, and then all the way up to Jodie Whittaker. So I guess not totally up-to-date, because as Tennant is the 14th Doctor, then he would be at the front here, but that's still pretty good. So, thank you, Jessica, for the gift. So, what do you think, old man? You have any New Year's resolutions for 2023?
Just want to get through another year.
Just getting another year. All right, well, I have 2 resolutions, and I feel like if I share it with you guys, here on
he's going to put himself on the spot.
Yeah, I feel like if I share it with you guys, I'm more likely to keep it.
Oh, you're so screwed.
Yeah. Okay, so here it is. One, I have a screenplay that I've been working on for the last few months. I'm about 20 pages into it. And so obviously I have to get, if one page is 1 minute, I have to get it up to at least 90 pages.
Pretty standard formula.
Yeah. So my resolution is I'm hoping to have it finished by June. So
now, is this going to be something that you better get a big budget studio to do, or is it going to be something that one of the local people can actually put out?
Technically, I suppose, one of the local people could do it. I never pictured it that way, but it's not overly complicated. It is possible.
Well, it seems like right now, if you don't put $10 billion into a movie with a comic book character backing it up, you probably ain't going to get put out there.
Yeah. Well, first draft at least by June is my resolution. Other resolution. Okay. So, I thought I have put on a little weight in the last few years. Over the last 6 months, according to my doctor, I've actually dropped 9 pounds in 6 months. So I wasn't expecting that. I just had the checkup last week. But I'm down 9 pounds from 6 months ago, which is good since I haven't been putting really any work into it. Well,
you haven't put any work into it.
I was on the treadmill.
Twice?
A couple times in the last 6 months. But anyways, so I have some cosplays that I've done in the past. Now, a few months ago, I did a Rick O'Connell cosplay at a small convention, and it was, the outfit, and, the pants, it was snug, but I could still fit into it. So then you have my Malcolm Reynolds cosplay, which, I can't really fit into the pants right now. So here's my resolution. There's a convention in March, in Lexington, late March. My resolution is that I will fit comfortably into my Rick O'Connell cosplay, or snugly into my Malcolm Reynolds cosplay. So, we'll see how that turns out. So I feel like if I put it out there to you guys, then I have a better chance at success.
You definitely stuck your head in the ringer now.
Yeah. So starting January 1st, I'm gonna get busy. All right.
So are you gonna post each week what your weight loss or gain is?
Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully that'll keep me motivated. All right, guys. So, wish me luck, and good luck to everybody in the new year.
I wish you luck.
Yeah. So, we'll see you in 2023. All right, guys. We'll see you then.
You got a word to say?
Well, I've already said it once, but I'll say it again. Allons-y.
That's not the word I was looking for.
What is it? Oh, Excelsior. I'm sorry.
All right, true believers, here's the deal. It's not a New Year's resolution, but it's something I would like to see happen. Need your help. Well, first off, the 1,000 subscribers would be major. But a lot of people know that we sell comic books and toys. But not a lot of people seem to understand that to sell comics and toys, you have to buy them. So we're looking to buy, whether it's just a few pieces or a collection, but it's time for us to step up the game a little bit.
Yeah.
And we need to buy stuff.
Yeah.
Not having a store, a real store, it slows you down. But at any rate, won't see them again till the new year.
Yeah, we'll see you in 2023.
All right, y'all have a good New Year's. Be safe.